There's a pretty good market for that right now. I'm selling tons of that stuff at my antique booth. Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth. Picker, I hope you guys are doing great out there. I know I'm doing well, in spite of the fact that I've had one sale today. So I have people all the time, they ask me questions and they'll say, or they'll say something like, when I get to your level or whatever, First of all, my level isn't that high anyways, but, we do make some sales every now and again, but we have these bad days too. For a while there, I had gone forever without having a goose egg of a day, like years. And then I had a couple. We were on vacation, but we had a couple. And in the past, even when I was on vacation, I would still sell, 3-4 items a day or so. And today I'm looking like, what is going on? So you can't tell me that there's nothing to, the algorithms and all the stuff that goes on. There has to be, because you see these days with tons of, and then nothing. So it's, all or nothing, I guess. But let me know how your sales are going out there. Let me know if they're up and down, up and down. Let me know if they're pretty consistent. Usually we're pretty consistent, and then at the beginning of, after pay period and stuff like that, we'll get a few more sales. But one sale today, but it's not all that bad because we had 23 sales yesterday. So we're still looking at shipping out over $640 or $630 worth of stuff today, and I have stuff from all over the spectrum, all the different decades. I love to look at trends, and so I want to know out there from you, what decade is trending up for you if you sell eclectic stuff like I do? Is it the 70s? Is it the 80s? Is it the 90s? Is it the 2000s even? And I've got some sales in this sweet spot that I want to talk about today, but I want to know what you think. What's the sweet spot right now for vintage items? What's the sweet spot for the decade that's going up? You can put that in the comments below and maybe even add the item or type of item that has been selling for you out there. I've got a bunch of great sales and a bunch of stuff from all three of those decades. Let's take a look. All right, normally, if you've been around the show a while, I keep track of certain sales, and I've done a lost and found sale before when I go over to the golf course and do the sourcing. It's the this video is out on the Commonwealth Auctions channel, secret sourcing location. If you want to go take a look at that, I'd appreciate it. It's on that third channel, kind of the place where we put videos that don't quite fit either channel. But that video has been doing really well, and we did really well over there. And it's an idea that I've heard some of you have attempted, so I'm curious to know in the comments if it's worked out for you. This is the first sale. I think I've listed maybe, I don't know, 25% of the stuff, and not even the high-priced stuff here. These are mostly putter covers. And this Odyssey putter cover, it's the Tri-Ball SRT mallet putter. Whenever you see something shaped like that, it's a mallet as opposed to a blade. If you don't know anything about golf, right here, here's a blade cover right there for a putter, and these are driver covers and all that stuff. But you might be surprised to know that this putter cover sold for $28 plus shipping, and so that's gonna take a chunk out of the $250 that we've already paid, and that's just one putter cover. Next item is from 1982. 1982, so there you go, ET. And this is interesting. I love looking at this stuff because, I taught history, and I love looking at dates and where things are manufactured. 1982, Taiwan. And I so want to talk about the Cold War and Nixon going to China. Maybe I'll do that a little bit inside. So here we go, ET, that little pin. This actually came from Ivan. And I sold another one. I don't know if it's the exact same kind, but I sold another one you'll see later in the show. And somebody wondered what video it came from. It actually came from one of our viewers. And I don't think these are huge sellers, but they're kind of cool. If you put the right price on them, they'll sell eventually. Universal Studios, Inc. And it's just a little pin. And people are starting to put pins on their backpacks again. Kids are and stuff. I see them on Reagan's. I never saw that for years at school. And now I'm starting to, well, I saw it last year when I was teaching, but I don't see it this year because I'm not teaching. But that sold for $4.75 plus shipping. All right, sometimes I'll set these up over here so I don't have to dig through them forever. Movie magic. Like, all right, I'll go and I'll look beforehand. I'll be like, I think it's about right here, Well, these just happen to be exactly in the right spot. I know this was the Stevie Wonder one that I had listed not too long ago, I guess. And this is the Stevie Nicks one, Belladonna. And these two right here, both sold. Two Stevies right next to each other. Stevie Nick, Stevie Wonder. And this I bought a big lot. This I bought separately. And one sold for $14.50. I think it's $14.50, $16. I think that's right, or vice versa. But not too bad. Been selling a lot of records lately because I listed a lot of records. And every once in a while a newbie asks, so there you go. That's what we use, record. There's a link below. Anybody use any other techniques? Do you build your own because you only sell them every once in a while? We've been selling them. Matter of fact, ever since I got those, I've been looking to buy them more often. So, at any rate, those are both headed out the door. Next one is up there. I'm going to leave it up there because I don't want to get my rickety old ladder out while y'all are watching. But that Cabbage Patch Kids Preschool. And I bought that one at a sale. What was that one? That just aired not too long ago. It was called How Much for the Whole Box or something like that. And we got some really good deals. That one sold for $24 plus shipping. But it's Cabbage Patch Kids Preschool. And it's a little bit older than the ones that came out early. Now, I didn't get it down here, but I think it's 1990 or 91. Probably 1991. And those earlier ones came out. And, you know, Cabbage Patch Kids are kind of hit and miss. I'm no expert out there, so maybe you experts can tell me about Cabbage Patch Kids down below. Tell me what exactly to look for as far as some of the best ones. And, you know, the soft face versus the hard face, and the, you know, the year they came out, and what's the good ones to have, what's the okay ones to have. Most of that Cabbage Patch stuff sells, but most of it that I pick up doesn't sell for huge money. Even in the box like that, didn't sell for that much money. It's not new. But it did have its, like, birth certificate with it. And so that's 1990, even though I would normally associate it with the 1980s. Next one is a pair of shoes. And you know me, I hate selling shoes. Well, I don't hate selling shoes. I hate listing shoes. I hate buying shoes. But I don't mind selling shoes. And Bubba's girlfriend listed these for us. I've been calling her Bella. So there's two similar kind Converse Purcell. Is that what they're called? I think that's right. Yeah. And these are in much better shape than the other ones. And they sold for 26, maybe 25, 50, something like that, plus shipping. And like I said, I don't like clean shoes too much. These were in pretty good shape, though. Much better than the other ones, I suppose. These look like they're brand new, actually. So that's a pretty good deal out there. $25, let's say, plus shipping. All right, back to the, what do you want to call it over here? Let's see, who are we? Rampage Reseller and a Rural Squirrel. That's who we're at over here. And got another one of these. This time it went to a viewer. This one went to Summer. It says, now to find the video where this came from. Thanks. Happy hunting. And Summer's the name. I don't know if it's Summer, but that's the name on there. Didn't sign that. So, at any rate, that one is headed to you. And I already told you it's not from a... Well, technically it's from a video, but it's on the Flipper channel, not the Picker channel. So let me know in the comments when you hear this, what are you going to do with this? I'm just curious. Is there somewhere you're going to put it? Some people, you know, on a hat, on a backpack. By the way, that's something I put in the titles that I added to it because these things don't have a tremendous sell-through rate. Some people are asking way too much for them. But one thing I put in the listing when I added to, I stole somebody's title and then I added to the title and I added, what did I add? A couple of them didn't have Gertie, which is the name of Drew Barrymore's character. So I added backpack and I added hat to it. I think those are two words that might help in the search just a little bit. You know, button I could have added to it, even though it's not really a button. So at any rate, tell me what you're going to use it for, Summer. All right, since we're already talking about decades here, 1982 for that one. I've got some things from the 70s coming up, some things from the 90s, the early 2000s. And, you know, there's trends, right? And different people, I always say this, you know, what's that age group that has that money that they can spend, right? It's not going to be people in their late 60s, you know, 70s. Those people, well, some of them obviously have money they can spend. But a lot of those folks are on fixed incomes and they can't go out buying stuff, you know. But they're the kind of people that would go back and buy things from, say, the 70s if they have the money. And then, of course, people with the most amount of money that aren't really looking at retirement are people that are kind of, you know, maybe in their early 50s, late 40s, and they can spend some big bucks on certain things. Young people don't look far enough into the future to realize they shouldn't be spending on a lot of things. And so they're buying things from their past, even like Wii games and stuff. I mean, my boy he's not even 20 yet, and he's looking back nostalgically at the Wii. So, you know, I think it's interesting to look at what things are selling and in what decades. And for me lately, I have seen not just necessarily what I'm selling, but the demand and the prices going up on things in this little soft spot right here. Late 70s, early 80s. There's a pretty good market for that right now. I'm selling tons of that stuff at my antique booth as well. Whether it's decor. I see it on commercials all the time. Look at some of the commercials you see lately, and a lot of it looks like stuff out of the late 70s and early 80s. Here's another example, although it's gonna kind of leak out of the early 80s. Although Care Bears, I think, came out in 83 as a toy. Somebody's going to tear me up in the comments because I'm not sure about this. But I think 82, maybe 83 is a toy. And then I think the movie came next and then the cartoon. I might have, you know, they're out where they live in a far, far away place. In, what is it, Carolot or something like that. And I believe that's right. Aladdin Company. That's, what does it say right there? Ontario, Canada. But Aladdin, I believe, is actually out of Tennessee, which is ironic because that's where I bought this. I bought this at the Highway 127. Matter of fact, the very first sale I went to with Old School Picker that he took me to, this is where I got it. The very first purchase at a 127 sale right there. So you can go back and look at that video on Commonwealth Picker if you want. But it has the thermos inside. And it didn't clean up perfect, but it cleaned up, you know, okay, I guess. And actually, that looks like it'll come off. I need to do a better job on that. Anyway, this one right here sold for, I don't remember. I've been talking so long, I can't remember. It sold for $28.50 plus shipping. So there you go. Early to mid 80s. Probably, I would guess the Care Bear run kind of ended in, say, 88-ish. Maybe 89. Next one went to a viewer, and it is an item I love to pick up. I love to pick up these banners because they're so easy to store. They're just not much money. If I can get them cheap, I'll pick them up, you know, pay $1, maybe $2. And if I think it's got something on it that I think will sell, then I'm willing to pick it up, even if they sell for $10. You know, you make a quick $6 profit on something that's super duper easy and people love. This is one of those items that viewers buy a lot of, so it encourages me to pick them up, I suppose. Even more than I used to. That's the opposite side right there. I used to pick them up, but then I realized that viewers liked me picking them up, so I started picking up more of them. I basically pick the same stuff I've always picked, but occasionally I'll think about stuff like that. So Bah Humbug, look at that. It looks like Mr. Scrooge right there, right? And a viewer got this one. Let me read the message to you. By the way, that's one of those where putting in keywords is important as well. You know, make sure Christmas is in the title. You know, obviously Bah Humbug, but make sure banner and flag, garden flag, house flag. People look those things up in a lot of different ways. So make sure you jam all those keywords in there, which I'm trying to teach Bubba's girlfriend. So some people look at those listings on there and they're like, Commonwealth Picker doesn't know how to list something. Well, she's probably listed some of those things, and we're trying to help her out, move her in the right direction, and jam those titles in. So what I'll do is I'll take one of her listings and I'll say, all right, this is what I would put. And I take a screenshot of what she had. And then once I revised it, and then she's starting to get a little bit better at it. So at any rate, plus she's getting faster. I mean, there's a couple days last week where she listed more than I did. I'm yapping too much. Somebody told me that the other day. They're like, I've listened to this video for 3 minutes and all you've done is yippity yap yap. And haven't even talked about what's in the thumbnail. I'm like, well, welcome to my show. This one's going to Janice. Can't wait to display this next year. Now all I need is a flagpole. Why would you? Thank you, Janice. I appreciate it. And I'm sure you're not a Scrooge. All right, sold an Xbox 360 Lego game. That was Lego Hobbit. And that one right there sold for $10.50 plus shipping. And sometimes people are like, how do you get these prices for these and whatever? You know, I don't really list, you know, there's a couple tricks. We talk about titles, which I wasn't planning on talking about today. But, you know, if you have this, and if you have it, if it's complete, put complete in the title. Some people search it that way. And I take the game out, and I take the manual out, and then I take the cover of it right here, and I'll make it, it'll be 3 things in one, so they immediately see that it's all there. Because if you have so many things to choose from, you just want to give them one more reason to click on your thing right there. $10.50 plus shipping. Sold another one from the secret sourcing location, and that was a Ohio State blade cover. It's in pretty good shape. And these are pretty generic, and they don't go for a ton of money. This one's sold for, I think, $7 1/4, something like that, plus shipping. And I don't know, I feel like it was to a viewer, Jerry. That's the name on it. And I feel like when you bought it, you sent me a message in the messaging system, but I don't see anything on the purchase. So I'm going to say thank you to Jerry. Either way, I appreciate it. And that reminds me of something. You know, it is hard. I try my very best to say thank you to folks. And sometimes, even if you send me that message, there are literally hundreds of messages in the messaging system. So a couple things. If you ask me a question like, how do you pack something or how do you ship something, send that over to Instagram. You got a better shot. If it's in eBay and I'm doing eBay work, I usually don't answer it in there. Another thing is, leave, and I say this all the time, but there's new subscribers all the time. So if you want me to say something or thank you to you or something, put it on the purchase right when you buy it. It says, what does it say? Tell the seller or something in a message right when you buy it. And that's the ones I'll see right there. So if I missed any thank yous, and I know I've missed a ton over the years, don't hate me for it. I apologize. I never do any of it on purpose, except for when Dave, NC Picker, buys something, and then I just ignore it. So at any rate, thank you to Jerry if you're a viewer. I do a lot of work upstairs because my internet down here isn't terrific. Surprise, surprise. And so I'll take these things up and I'll work on my list for the day of what's sold and what I'm going to talk about in the video. And I brought this up there, and the kids were out playing in the snow today. And somebody, not mentioning names, Turner, left a mitten or a glove or something by this. And you can see it all got, not that I write neat, but it all got smudged. So this one sold right here, and it's from the Motherload sale at an extra $9. It sold for like $11, I think, $11.50 plus shipping. So add some money to the Motherload, $1,934 so far. All right, y'all, I have got Reagan and Turner with some Homeschool Hustler store sales. Or not store sales, I got to get used to saying that. Homeschool Hustler sales. I like your hat, by the way. All right, what did you sell, bud?
Pooh, Lightyear, 3 light years, ham, and old school Ramon.
And I think y'all see, when I was a kid, now these are, I guess they weren't necessarily just for girls, but these were toys that I remember from when I was a kid, and you guys are going to think of this kind of stuff. Cars and stuff like that from when you're a kid, Harry Potter and stuff like that. So, although Harry Potter, I guess, is still a while ago, but it's still pretty popular. So these sold pretty darn good, Turner. This sold for $8.50 plus shipping. I don't think any of these are to viewers. I apologize if they were, but I didn't see any messages on the purchases. They all sold, all told, for about $63 plus shipping. Independently, 2 went together, and then these 2 went together. So it's pretty good sales, Turner. You definitely made enough to do what?
Save $1, spend $1, and donate $1.
All right, come on over here. Reagan's going to open a card.
Yeah.
You see this card right here? Somebody gave y'all $2 bills.
$2 bills.
What do you think of that? This is the wife of Gary from the Postcard Shack. Really, really sweet message. I'm going to read a little bit of it at the end of the video. But will you tell her? Her name is Carol. Will you tell her thank you?
They don't have Carol.
And Turner, and Reagan, you owe us a joke. She says, I miss Reagan's joke. So she's going to give you one at the end today. Yep. Thank y'all.
Bye.
Oh, and I almost forgot. Reagan, and I didn't tell you this, but I'm going to let you get out of here so y'all can go play some games in there. You have 2 sales today. One to another Gary and one to a Mr. G. Stickers and I think plans for the Commonwealth shipping table.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at commonwealthpicker.com.
You want to try it again? Do it again. Go.
Don't forget to get your sticker at commonwealthpicker.com.
That's still not even in sync. Let's do it on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Don't forget to get your sticker at commonwealthpicker.com.
Now that is gold right there. I'm going to give you an extra $1 for that one. See y'all.
Bye.
All right, I got to warn you. You got to close your eyes for this next one. It gets a little racy here. Roger Waters, The Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking. So I think, if I remember, it's been a long time. This one's been sitting around for quite a while. And it did finally sell. It sold for $9 plus shipping. And this is a lot of cassettes that we did really, really well on. So this is all pure profit at this point. And I think there was a copy without the black box over her rear end there. And I think that one goes for a little bit more. But hey, $9 plus shipping for a cassette, I'll definitely take it. This one came from Carolina. It is a hockey puck, and I bought a bunch of hockey pucks and some bobbleheads, and the bobbleheads didn't sell too well, but the pucks sold way better than I thought. And this one is the inaugural game at PNC Arena for the Carolina Hurricanes. So for $19, pretty good. We're into it for maybe, I don't know, $1. These Harley Road King shades back here. Been hiding back here for a while. These three right here, let me check my price. These three right here, they're just the shades that go over the lights on the old Road King. Sold for $34 plus shipping. That's not a bad sale at all. I think I'm into them for just a couple of bucks though. Next one came out of the drawer, the Cincinnati Picker drawer. And I get more messages about this kind of stuff and more shares and everything like that on Instagram than any other type of item. And it's the when in doubt, part it out type items. I don't know why I do, but I get a bunch of them. And these, you know, they sold for $11 plus shipping. And I think I paid $1 for the game. So there's probably $9. No, there's not. There's probably $8 profit in this. But normally there'd be 10 or 12 in it. But the tops of the blue pieces are all messed up. So you could sometimes part these out and make, you know, you're not going to get rich. But something pretty easy that you can pick up all the time for 50 cents or $1 and make a quick 10 bucks on if you decide to part them out. And I've also sold just the board itself. Sometimes you take the boards themselves and put them together, different boards from different games if you're parting out games, and sell them in a lot. People like to frame them, decorate playrooms, game rooms, kids' rooms. You never know. So you can part out all kinds of stuff, not just the parts, but sometimes the boards. The Enaman sale for the day is headed out to Larry, and I'm going to read his message for you. Looks like you got a deal there. Under $100, a deal for the plush enema. If you're new to the channel, I'll link the video here if you're wondering what the heck we're talking about plush enemas on every episode for. Hello, Kevin and family. I've been watching your channels, plural, thank you, for quite some time now. I'm originally from Northern California, but the military brought me to San Antonio in the mid-90s. So actually, I don't talk about this too much, but talk about being from Southern California. I was born in Hanford, which is, you know, a little bit farther up, and my brother was born in Eureka, California. My parents lived in a little place called Willow Creek for just a couple of years of their life. So they're from Southern California as well. He says, we've been here since then. Now I can see retirement in the next 6 to 7 years and hope this eBay part-time gig becomes more semi-part-time, or excuse me, semi-full-time. Something to do in retirement, I guess. I appreciate all you do to help others, both in your YouTube community and your local community. I'm glad to buy this Enaman and help you with the new shed. That's very, very kind of you, Larry. I appreciate it greatly, and I hope you have continued success on eBay, and we hope the Enaman gets things moving for you. Quick shout out to Little Miss Q. It came to my attention that a while back I failed to give her a thank you. Turner failed to give her a thank you on a video after she purchased something. She didn't ask for this, by the way. It's just when I found that out, I had met her, super sweet, and I just want to say thank you in person. I met her down at Prison to Profits conference down there in South Carolina. She has a YouTube channel, Little Miss Q, as well. So thank you very much. And I also have, well, one more thing real quick, because I've got to read this message. I want to read this message. But Mark, Not Your Dad's CPA, the links are still down below if you're interested in that Reseller Academy. It is pricey, like I said, but it is on discount right now, and I do think that it is a wonderful thing for some people. If you are looking to ramp up your reselling, now is the time to really get prepared. I think it's tremendously advantageous for people now more than ever because of what I think is coming down the pike as far as fewer people reselling in relative terms. And I think you could maybe take advantage of that if you have all your tax preparations in place, ready to roll, when a lot of people are backing out because they don't want to deal with that. So that link is below in the description. If you're over on Instagram, it's also in my link tree as well, and you can check it out over there. So I got to read this. This is from Gary is a Postcard Shack, has been a great supporter of our channel for a while. So I got this. I don't know if I'm supposed to read this, but I'm reading it. So there you go. It's from Carol, who gave the little guys there a couple bucks a piece. Turner, by the way, is super excited about that $2 bill. Reagan already has a couple, but Turner's really excited. And we'll use it as a history lesson for homeschool as well. So Gary has been a supporter of yours and your family for quite some time now. Quick info on him. He's a transplant and stroke survivor. He's been through so much since 2005. You have been a great influence on him since his right side paralysis. So he only has use of his left hand. And you got to understand, Gary sent me plenty of messages and stuff and very kind to us and never mentions this. So I don't know if I'm supposed to or not, but I'm doing it because your wife obviously loves you very much. And at any rate, so he only has use of his left hand, and walking is hard as well. We have so many treasures that he would like to sell besides his postcards. I imagine, and I may be wrong, but the postcards is something you can handle, small, movable, and I've talked about this before, which is I think why a lot of people watch this show, selling those really small things that are, and that's why I don't ever say, you shouldn't sell this, it's only selling for $6, unless I'm talking about mousetrap balls. Because people are in different positions in their lives, and to be productive and to do something you love, regardless of your circumstances, is admirable. And that's why I'm reading this. Anyway, we have so many treasures that he would love to sell, besides his postcards, that if you or other pickers will be around Southeast Michigan, that's why I'm reading it, we'd love to give you first dibs. We enjoy your videos, and your family is terrific. Great. We do miss Reagan's jokes, so you're going to get one in a minute. Tell her that we miss them, and I'm sending the kids $2 bills. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And I got the rest of your message too. So take care of that for sure. And thank you so much for that. That encouraged me. I talk a little bit about how people, think I'm ripping people off and how whatever. And they don't ever see the other side of it. Look at how many people, a lot of YouTube resellers, you're giving away LC. Well, look at how a lot of people were helping. As far as, helping them learn things. Not everybody. Most of you know more than I do about this stuff. But helping them learn things that they can support their families with. And, I think that's just terrific. Get out of debt. Save extra money for a down payment on a home. Help buy a car. Emergency fund. Towards retirement. Kids' education. All kinds of things that side hustles like this can do. And that was just great. So thank you so much for your message. I greatly appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you next time. All right, Reagan's got a little Commonwealth comedy for us. What you got, girl?
I once got fired from a canned juice factory because apparently I couldn't concentrate.
I love it. Thank you, baby.